All right, welcome. Today, we're going to build your personal toolkit for not just surviving, but actually thriving in the modern world of work. We're going to cover the skills you absolutely need, the right mindset to have, and the purpose that drives it all, so you can build a career that's not just successful, but one you actually enjoy. So let's just jump right in with a pretty big question. In a job market that is always changing, with new tech and new challenges popping up all the time, what do you really need in your back pocket to succeed? We're talking about more than just a degree or a fancy job title. We're talking about being truly future-proof.
Okay, so first things first, let's start stocking up your toolkit. We're going to fill it with those core skills that employers are always going to value, the things that will give you an edge no matter how much your industry shifts and changes over time.
You can really break these skills down into 4 big categories. Just think of them as the 4 main compartments of your professional toolkit. You've got your digital smarts, your human-to-human abilities, your mental flexibility, and of course, your power to innovate. Let's unpack each one. First up, digital fluency. And look, this doesn't mean everyone needs to become a coder, not at all. The real point here is understanding how digital tools work and, more importantly, being able to pick them up quickly without getting intimidated. It's about being the person who can master new software in a week or figure out how to use a new AI tool to get your job done better. This is the new baseline, folks.
And here's what's so interesting. As AI and automation start to handle more of the repetitive, routine stuff, these uniquely human skills, they become way more valuable. Things like critical thinking, solving messy problems, reading a room, that stuff technology just can't replicate easily. This is where you really shine.
This next one, it might just be the most important meta skill of them all, adaptability. In a world that's changing this fast, your single biggest advantage is the ability to learn on the fly. It's really about embracing change, seeing it as an opportunity to grow instead of something to be afraid of.
And finally, every good toolkit needs a dose of creativity. An AI can optimize a process based on the data it's given, sure, but it can't just dream up something totally new. That's our superpower, making those intuitive leaps, connecting dots that no one else sees, and imagining new possibilities.
Okay, so you've got the tools. Awesome. But that's only half the battle, right? Knowing how to keep them sharp for the long haul, that's the real trick. And this brings us to a classic debate in education.
You see this tension all the time. Should we be focusing on timeless theoretical knowledge, the why behind things? Or should we focus on job-ready practical skills, the how? Both have their points, right? Theory lasts forever, but practical skills can get you a job tomorrow.
I love this quote because it just nails the idea perfectly. If you only memorize recipes, you're stuck if you're missing an ingredient. But if you understand the principles of cooking, how heat and acid and fat all work together, well, then you can improvise, adapt, and create something amazing out of anything.
So what's the answer here? It's not about picking a side. It's not either or, it's both and. The real solution is to bring these two worlds together.
And that's where something called integrated learning comes in. It's all about teaching those deep, theoretical ideas through hands-on, practical applications. It means learning about business strategy by analyzing a real-world company's successes and failures. This way, you build both that deep understanding and the skills you need to actually use it. All right, your toolkit is packed, you know how to keep your skills sharp, but now let's talk about the why. Because having the best tools in the world doesn't really matter if you don't have a blueprint for what you want to build. Let's talk about finding fulfillment. 1/3. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's roughly how much of your adult life you're going to spend at work. It is a huge slice of your time here.
And that stark number is exactly why job satisfaction isn't some fluffy, nice-to-have luxury. It's absolutely critical for your overall well-being. If you're miserable for 1/3 of your life, that's going to bleed into everything. Your health, your relationships, your happiness. It's not just about work, it's about your whole life. And what's cool is there's this powerful, positive feedback loop that happens. When you're motivated and you actually enjoy what you do, you naturally put in more effort. That leads to better performance, which often gets you recognized, which then, you guessed it, boosts your satisfaction even more. It's a cycle that just keeps building on itself.
Now look, let's be real. Enjoying your work doesn't mean loving every single minute of every single day. That's just not realistic. It's about finding an overall positive balance. It's about getting a good mix of these things, that intellectual challenge that keeps you sharp, the social connections that make you feel part of a team, and that sense that what you're doing in some small way actually matters. So when you put it all together, the takeaway is pretty clear.
Thriving in the future isn't about just one thing. It's a combination of having the right skills in your toolkit, committing to being a lifelong learner, and connecting all of that to a clear sense of purpose. You have the tools. You know how to sharpen them. The only question left is, what are you going to build?